Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson. I'm so happy to be here with you. In this video, we'll look at conditionals. So there are the four main conditionals, the zero, first, second, and third conditionals. But there is actually another one, which I will talk about later in the video. Conditionals, or if clauses, are used to talk about situations or events, or conditions, and the results of these that will happen, might happen, or might have happened. Conditionals contain two clauses or two parts of the sentence. So the if clause contains the condition and the main clause contains the result. And in a sentence, these can be reversed. So we can have the if clause, comma, main clause. So condition, comma, result. We can also have the other way, so main clause, condition. So main clause, if clause. Note for that one, there is no comma. First, let's look at the zero conditional. And this is used to talk about things that happen in general, so not specific things. We use it to talk about facts, so things that are always true under particular conditions. And they don't deal with the past or the future, so only facts. So we use present tense. So it's formed using a present simple verb in the if clause and a present simple verb in the main clause. For example, if you stand in the rain, you get wet. Or the other way, you get wet if you stand in the rain. So imagine this is a condition where you have no umbrella or no rain jacket, raincoat. So you will always get wet if you stand in the rain. If a mosquito bites me, I get itchy. Or the other way, I get itchy if a mosquito bites me. We can form a question with zero conditionals by adding do and changing the pronoun. So for example, from I to you. If a mosquito bites you, do you get itchy? Do you get itchy if a mosquito bites you? In zero conditionals, we can replace if with when, and the meaning of the sentence stays the same. When a mosquito bites me, I get itchy. Or the other way, I get itchy when a mosquito bites me. Now let's move on to the first conditional. And this is used to talk about things that might happen or are likely to happen in the future. It's formed using the present simple in the if clause and the future simple in the main clause. For example, if you are good, I'll buy you a present. Or I'll buy you a present if you are good. If I go to the shop, I'll buy some apples. I'll buy some apples if I go to the shop. Now we saw before that the zero conditional is used with facts, things that happen all the time under that specific condition. But the first conditional can also be used instead of the zero conditional when we refer to a specific situation. For example, if you stand in the rain, you get wet with the zero conditional. With the first conditional, we can say, if you stand in the rain, you'll get wet. So it's raining outside now. If you stand in the rain now, you will get wet. So it's a specific situation. And we can form questions as well with the first conditional. If it's hot, will you go for a swim? Or will you go for a swim if it's hot? Next is the second conditional. And this can be used to talk about a future situation that is unlikely or imagined. While the condition or the if clause is unlikely, the main clause or the result can be possible. So keep that in mind. And it's formed using if plus the subject plus past simple, comma, subject would or wouldn't plus the infinitive. If I won $1 million, I would travel around the world. So if I won $1 million, it's unlikely. I would travel around the world? That's possible, that's likely maybe. Or the other way, I would travel around the world if I won $1 million. How about you? What would you do if you won $1 million? If I stopped working, I wouldn't have enough money. Or the other way, I wouldn't have enough money if I stopped working. The second conditional can also be used to talk about a present situation that is not true. If he had the courage, he'd talk to her. So he doesn't have the courage, so that present situation is not true. Or the other way, he'd talk to her if he had the courage. If I was you, I'd go to Kenya. But of course, I'm not you, so that's not true. Or the other way, I'd go to Kenya if I was you. Note, in the last example, we can use were instead of was to change the mood. And this is usually used in writing and often in conversation. Actually, in conversation, you can use was or were. So instead of if I was you, I'd go to Kenya, you can change it. If I were you, I'd go to Kenya. Or I'd go to Kenya if I were you. The next one is the third conditional. And this is used to talk about situations in the past that didn't happen and an imagined future result. Students sometimes have trouble using the third conditional. It can be a little difficult sometimes. The third conditional is often used in English to talk about regrets. So things we wish we could change in the past. But of course it's the past, so we can't change that. And it's formed with if plus the subject plus past perfect, comma, subject, would or wouldn't, plus have plus the past participle. That's a long one. Whew. If I'd studied English more, I would have passed the test. Or the other way, I would have passed the test if I had studied English more. So this is a regret. I wish I had studied English more. If we hadn't taken the train, we would have been late. Or the other way, we would have been late if we hadn't taken the train. So in this case, it's a positive result. So not a regret. But it's still talking about a past situation that didn't happen. So they did take the train and an imagined result. So they were not late. But if they didn't take the train, they would have been late. And now for the extra conditional that I promised you at the beginning of the video, there are also mixed conditionals. Don't worry too much though, because these still use the structures that we just looked at. They just take one part from one conditional and another part from another conditional and add them together. Probably the most common one uses second and third conditionals to make a present result from a past situation. So we have if plus the subject plus past perfect. This is from the third conditional. Then the subject plus would, wouldn't, and infinitive from the second conditional. If she hadn't gone to Thailand, she wouldn't speak Thai. Or she wouldn't speak Thai if she hadn't gone to Thailand. Okay, so the past situation, she went to Thailand, or if she hadn't gone to Thailand, and the present result. So now she speaks Thai because she went to Thailand. That's it for another video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all your support. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.